We added Del Boni not long ago. He's a really experienced player. I think we're still adapting, but is looking really good. Since he was in Flamengo and some other good teams in Brazil, I believe it was a good addition. And even though it has been a month, the team is looking pretty solid for this tournament. I believe the system for CCT is really good. Since we have a couple of tournaments that happen each month. For the CCT4 that we had our peak and we finished in third place, I believe it was just that we were more ready for the teams that we were facing. I think the fourth edition, we also had a roster change, or was it the last tournament? We just came back for a LAN event, and I believe that was it. We were practicing really well since we had the boot camp. So for this particular event here in Europe, I believe the boot camp is gonna boost our team and help with this a lot. We like really much to play all together in the same facility, so I believe this is gonna be an advantage for us. And in Brazil, we have a lot of tier two teams, and it's really good for have a solid base for us to grow up. And for CS2 that is just coming up, we have a lot of young players that can bring a lot to the table. So it's sad that none of the teams made it to the playoffs, but it's really good to see that Pain is also getting close to reach the 3-year level, and I believe it's gonna look really good to South America at the beginning of CS2. Since in the beginning of CS:GO, we also had Brazilian teams performing really well and winning major tournaments. I believe CS2 can bring a new phase to our region, and since we have been really consistent in the Tier S and Tier 1 tournaments around the world, I believe we can keep this up and do even better for the next few months. I believe we haven't practiced over here in Europe yet, but when the teams were in Brazil for the major and the IM Rio, we had a couple of scrims against them. I believe the thing that takes them apart the most is how they play when they are in a disadvantage or when they have the first kill. The decision making and the team play is really good. I believe this is something that all the teams in South America are now understanding even better, how to play the basics. Even though you have a 5v4, you can also behave better, be more careful with the round and convert the round with a higher percentage. So I think this is the part that is the hardest part to be really good at, and it takes apart the tier 1 teams in Europe and the other regions from the other teams that are lower tier. Since we were invited to the 16 online finals, we were really hyped to play our first tournament with metagaming in Europe. So the expectations are really high. We want to perform well in the tournament. We know we have a pretty strong teams and 4 legend teams that were just out of the major. So it's gonna be a tough tournament. We are really excited to be participating, and we're gonna bring our best to the table so we can do well. And the preparation was we were in Brazil, like we already studied a lot of teams from Europe, but we were trying even harder, and everybody was dedicating the most so we can get here in our best shape and do well. I think that's it. Me as an IGL, I think I like a lot to play a really aggressive Counter-Strike with the whole team. I believe our most special guy is our upper Suplex. He's really awesome. He's doing a really nice job. I believe we have a strong base in the roster with everyone. We are really dedicated players. I try to dedicate my time the most along with Sky, that is our coach, and we try to always bring new strategies and new approaches to how do we play the game and try to innovate. Even though we study a lot of European CS and all the other teams, they're in Tier 1, we have to have our own style. So I believe it's going to be a surprise for the teams we're going to play against. I believe the most special occasion for all the South America, and it stands up until today, is with LG and SK Gaming. It was really special for them to bring 2 majors home, and this is always going to be in the story. Also, CutzMeretz was amazing, and all his career with Fallen, Fair, Taco, and Phoenix. Those guys are what makes our region have a really good eyes to it. I believe them coming back and play with Imperial, 0-0, Nation, and all of these teams, and keeping this alive, it comes with a lot of spotlight for us. And they're always giving opportunities to new players. So it's like they are the teachers, and we all learn from them. And now we are all trying to get there. I believe a good part of watching us and some tournament is when we have a chance to kill with someone with the knife or a Zeus or anything like this, we're just gonna go for it and try to be some a little bit of a show match to the tournament and play a light Counter Strike. You know, not a lot of pressure to ourselves. We play just like any other day. The opponent we look the most to play against is NIP. Is our first match. I believe we have to focus on them and try to take this win home. I believe the one we want to face the least could be big. They have a really nice way to punish every single team they play against, every single opponent with the nades, and it's a really tough game to play against them. We always watch some of their content, and it's a tough team to play against. I believe the CCT online tournaments, since we had monthly tournaments, and we had always some time to prepare, it brings a consistency to the team, because we have to keep practicing, and we always face the strongest teams in the tournament and all the strongest teams in our region. So it's good for have the competition rhythm and keep it going, and we have always something to focus on. We always have another tournament coming up, so it's really good to have a monthly tournament like it was happening over there.